Now, despite the Fantastic Four's clear importance on the comic book history, there are still a lot of details that readers get wrong about the iconic quartet. Contrary to popular belief, the leader, Reed Richards, isn't the world's smartest superhero, the Thing isn't the strongest team member, and the group didn't receive their powers accidentally. Confused? Well, let's have a chat. As I'm Jules, this is WhatCulture.com, and these are 10 lies you always believed about the Fantastic Four. Number 10. The Fantastic Four are Marvel's first superheroes. In August 1961, Marvel Comics published Fantastic Four #1, making them the first Marvel superheroes, right? Well, at least that's what many people believe. Contrary to popular belief, Marvel wasn't created in the 1960s. The company was formed in 1939, only 1 year after Superman officially debuted. At the time, the company was called Timely Comics, but unlike DC Comics, this incarnation of Marvel didn't focus on superhero stories and instead had a plethora of diverse series, including mystery, horror, and romance. But when the company decided to focus on superheroes, they rebooted under the name Marvel Comics in the 1960s. Although the Fantastic Four were the first superheroes under this banner, there were many other iconic characters long before, including Namor the Submariner, Citizen V, the original Vision, Hellcat, Bucky, and of course, Captain America. Number 9. The Fantastic Four got their powers accidentally. Reed Richards, Susan Storm, Johnny Storm, and Ben Grimm obtained their powers after being struck by cosmic rays whilst in space. This incident transformed them into Mr. Fantastic, the Invisible Woman, the Human Torch, and the Thing, respectively. For the longest time, the team assumed that this encounter was a freak accident, but in Fantastic Four Volume 6, number 14, they discovered that this wasn't actually the case. On that fateful day, Reed and his company ventured to space, hoping to find an Earth-like planet. However, an entity called Overseer learned of Reed's voyage and deduced his ship would eventually arrive on his world, Spire. Terrified that the four explorers' arrival would jeopardize his harmonious society, Overseer blasted the ship with cosmic rays, forcing it to return to Earth. As a result, Overseer is indirectly responsible for creating the Fantastic Four. Weirdly, this revelation contradicts Fantastic Four number 530, when an entity called, the Entity, told the Fantastic Four that he created the cosmic rays that struck their ship. The Entity claims that the rays served as a beacon to help him find others who sought the secrets of the universe. It's not certain if the Overseer story is a retcon or the creative team just forgot about the Entity's backstory, but either way, those cosmic rays were deliberately intended. Number 8. The Fantastic Four are the first Marvel super team. Even though the Fantastic Four are known as Marvel's first family, this nickname is highly debatable. The first team to exist in the Marvel Universe chronologically was Avengers 1,000,000 BC, which was forged in, well, you can probably guess. Comprised of Odin, Lady Phoenix, the original Black Panther, Agamotto, Iron Fist, and the first Ghost Rider, the heroes united to defeat a mad Celestial who invaded the world. So okay, the Fantastic Four might not have been the first heroes to band together, but surely they're the first super team in the modern world, right? Nope, because the first team to appear in a Marvel series was the All-Winners Squad in 1946. This team was composed of Namor, Bucky, the Fred Davis version, the robotic Human Torch, Toro, Miss America, Whizzer, and Captain America. But in 1969, it was revealed that the original Cap, Steve Rogers, formed a team called the Invaders in the early 1940s, making them the first superhero team of the 20th century. So, depending on how you phrase it, the first Marvel super team was either Avengers 1,000,000 BC, the Invaders, or the All-Winners Squad. But one thing is for certain, it wasn't the Fantastic Four. Number 7. Their powers are permanent. Since Reed Richards and Sue Storm are scientists, they understand their powers on a microscopic and quantum level. Not only does this help the Fantastic Four learn how their powers work, but it also helps them discover new ways to utilize their abilities. Even though Reed and Sue have analyzed their superpowers for years now, there's one thing that they never realized until quite recently, that their abilities only work if the Fantastic Four are in constant contact. After Reed and Sue vanished for several months, Ben and Johnny noticed that their powers were kind of on the fritz. After being analyzed by a superhero scientist, which is a pretty standard job in the world of comics, Ben and Johnny discover that their abilities are tethered together, meaning that they only function when all four members are in proximity to one another. If any one of them is separated from the rest of the group for an extended period of time, the Fantastic Four can lose their abilities forever. Even though the team had their powers for years, they never knew this until recently, since they were never away from each other for longer than a couple of weeks. Number 6. The Thing can never revert to human form. Despite the Fantastic Four's happy-go-lucky demeanor, the Thing has earned quite the reputation as one of Marvel's most tragic superheroes. Although the orange hide covering his body empowered him with super strength and durability, Ben Grimm can't help but feel like a bit of a monster. Despite Reed Richards' best efforts to help his friend, he's never been able to permanently reverse Ben's transformation. But that doesn't mean that Ben has never reverted to his original appearance. In the second issue, Ben briefly turned to normal after being exposed once more to the cosmic rays, and Reed has performed performed a series of experiments to allow Ben to experience normality for a couple of hours or days. When he was exposed to a batch of radioactive material, he actually lost his rocky exterior for several months. More recently, the Future Foundation invented a gadget that can revert Ben to normal for 1 week every year. When Reed traveled 3,000 years into the future, he discovered that Ben was still alive, proving that he doesn't age while in his rocky form. Even though Ben used this gadget to revert to human form many times over the millennia, this story proved that Reed never found a way to permanently cure his friend. Number 5. Johnny Storm is a bit of an idiot. Now, Johnny Storm is known for being the brash and impulsive member of the Fantastic Four. He may be loyal to his family to a fault, but is regularly scolded for his immaturity and propensity to stir trouble. Because he tends to recklessly jump into danger without a second thought, it's no surprise that he's constantly accused of, well, being an idiot. And when his sister and best friend are amongst the smartest people in the world, this accusation seems to have some merit to it. Now, Johnny may not be a scientist, but that doesn't make him an imbecile. Since his teenage years, he's been able to fix or drive any vehicle. In fact, his aptitude for driving at phenomenal speeds is what led him to earn a place on the space program. Although the higher-ups at NASA were certain that he would flunk the test since he was only 16 years old, Johnny succeeded with flying colors, becoming the youngest space pilot in history. He may not be able to split an atom or make an equation gain sentience like Reed Richards did, but that doesn't mean Johnny Storm is a moron. Number 4. Reed Richards is the world's smartest person. Now, there is no room for doubt that the Fantastic Four's leader, Reed Richards, is one of the most brilliant minds on Earth. He's patented over 1,000 inventions, created a quantum calculator, and figured out how to turn urine into drinking water. He was terribly proud of that discovery. When he was labeled as the world's smartest person, no one seems to have contested it, well, save for Dr. Doom. And he may be one of the greatest geniuses to ever live, but that doesn't mean that Reed is the top dog. The cosmic radiation in Reed's DNA was passed on to his daughter, Valeria, granting her with intelligence that exceeded his own by the time that she was 2 years old. But guess what? Valeria isn't the biggest brain box either. When renowned scientist and occasional Hulk Amadeus Cho performed an intelligence test on the superheroine Lunella Lafayette in Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur number 12, he was astounded to learn her genius exceeded everyone else's on the planet, including Bruce Banner, Hank Pym, and of course, Reed Richards. Now, technically, Reed is still the world's smartest, but that's only because the people cleverer than him are actually children. Number 3. Their nemesis, Dr. Doom, has never shown his disfigured face. While the Fantastic Four's arch enemy Victor Von Doom was in college, an experimental machine blew up in his face, scarring him permanently. He was so horrified by his deformed appearance, Doom has worn a metal mask ever since. Anytime the Latvian monarch takes his mask off, his face is obscured in some way, enticing readers to speculate upon his appearance. However, readers forget that we actually saw Doom's face immediately after the accident in Fantastic Four number 278. In this issue, we can see the burns that the egomaniacal dictator suffered were nowhere near as bad as one would presume. Unfortunately, Doom was so narcissistic, he ordered his followers to seal a metallic face over his head before it cooled, charring his face beyond recognition. In the 2015 saga Secret Wars, Doom unmasked himself to Susan Storm, revealing that the burns on his face had become so severe his nose has rotted away. Although his appearance was healed in the story's conclusion, he was scarred again soon after. In Christopher Cantwell's miniseries Dr. Doom, Victor seemed to embrace his appearance for once, since he showed off his face to multiple people, including Morgana Le Fay and Kang the Conqueror. Number 2. The Thing is the strongest Fantastic Four member. For a superhero team to work, each member needs to have a purpose. In the Fantastic Four, Reed is the big brain, Sue uses force fields to protect her teammates, and Johnny can move at super speed. And since Ben Grimm's skin, bones, and organs are layered in rock, you'd assume that he's the muscle. After all, the ever-loving blue-eyed Thing has gone toe-to-toe with the Incredible Hulk and lived to tell the tale. He's even defeated the Jade Giant once or twice. But for all of Ben's powers, Susan Storm is arguably stronger. Because she has the ability to create psionic shields, Sue is only limited by her imagination. Hypothetically, she can create a micro-force field in a person's heart or brain, killing them instantly. She said that she can easily take down the Hulk by creating a force field in his lungs and then expanding it to the size of a football stadium. She's so powerful that she's fought Iron Man, Captain America, Falcon, Thor, Hawkeye, Black Widow, Iron Fist, Spider-Woman, and the Hulk at the same time and won. It may be dangerous to face Ben in combat, but it is a sure death to go up against Susan Storm. And number 1, why Herbie was created. In 1967, Hanna-Barbera Productions released the first animated series of the Fantastic Four. 10 years after the series concluded, NBC created their own show based on the Marvel characters, which is better known as the New Fantastic Four. But viewers were confused by the cartoon since the Human Torch had been replaced by a comic relief robot called Herbie. Naturally, fans assumed the studio removed Johnny Storm because they were worried younger viewers could start fires, attempting to replicate the exploits of the flame-creating superhero. Although this rumor has persisted for decades and has appeared on dozens of random fact websites, it is completely untrue. During the 1970s, Marvel licensed the Human Torch to Universal, hoping to have a live-action film or TV series that centered around the character. During this time, Johnny wasn't allowed to appear in other mediums, including the 1978 cartoon. So there you go, the real reason that Johnny was absent from the show was due to a legal issue. This inconvenience seemed to work out in the long run though, since Herbie became such a popular figure, he made the jump into comics 1 year later and has become a valuable member to the Fantastic Four ever since. And there we go, my friends, those were 10 lies you always believed about the Fantastic Four. I hope you enjoyed that, and please let me know what you thought about it down in the comments section below. As always, I've been Jules. You can go follow me over on Twitter at RetroJ with a 0, or you can swing by Live and Let's Dice, where I do all of my streaming outside of work, and it'd be great to see you over there, my friends. But before I go, I want to end things on a bit of a positive note, a fantastic note considering the subject of this list, and that is just to make sure that you're treating yourself with love and respect, my friend, because you are a massive ledge. And don't let anyone or anything else tell you otherwise, alright? I'm going to go out there and smash it like it is goddamn clobbering time. As always, I've been Jules. You have been awesome. Never forget that, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.